I am going to talk about high tenacity viscose rayon. For the manufacturing of high tenacity viscose yarn, it is used for the manufacturing of tire cords. Actually, the following modifications are to be carried out in order to produce high tenacity viscose rayon. The first step is higher percentage of carbon disulfide to be used, that is around 39% during the Janthais preparation process. The second step is the viscous solution is made with higher viscosity, around 100 poise, and high degree of polymerization to be carried out during the preparation of high tenacity viscose rayon. The third step is the amount of zinc sulfate in the bath is increased, that is about 5 to 6%. The spin bath temperature to be maintained at 55 degrees Celsius. Comparatively low spinning rate, that is 40 to 60 meters per minute, is maintained during the production of high tenacity viscose rayon. 1 to 3% modifiers are added in the spinning bath. Ammonia compounds or polyethylene oxide type of compounds are used as modifiers. The coagulated solid filaments become more plastic and achieve better structure after the stretching process. Because of higher plasticity, as the spun filaments can be stretched to a higher stretch ratio and can achieve high tenacity. Yes, we know as soon as the stretch ratio is increasing, ultimately the final yarn will have high tenacity property, because as soon as the stretch ratio or the draw ratio is increasing, the more molecular orientation takes place, then ultimately you will get high tenacity viscose rayon. High tenacity viscose yarns are produced for industrial uses. Industrial uses I already mentioned at the beginning. It is used for the manufacturing of tire cords. So these are used for the manufacturing of tire cords, then conveyor belts and other industrial materials. So this is how the manufacturing of high tenacity viscose rayon is taking place. Next we will be discussing about the viscosity viscose rayon. It is nothing but your polynoxic rayon. Polynoxic fibers are derived from the original Trudmain fiber patented by a scientist. The principle of making these fibers are the degree of polymerization is made as twice as that of the conventional viscose rayon fiber. So in the viscous process, aging of the alkali cellulose is eliminated. So what process we are eliminating? Aging of the alkali cellulose is eliminated. So the viscosity of the solution is around 300 poise. The cellulose xanthate is dissolved in water instead of dilute alkali or in very dilute alkali. So you have to choose water as a solvent to dissolve the cellulose xanthate instead of dilute alkali. Then high percentage of carbon disulfide, that is 45 to 50% to be used for the preparation of xanthate solution. To maintain high viscosity or high degree of polymerization, ripening process is also eliminated. So please keep it in your mind while manufacturing this polynoxic rayon, the two process has been eliminated. The first one is aging process, the second one is ripening process is eliminated compared to the normal viscose rayon manufacturing process. The higher viscosity viscous is spun into a coagulation bath of lower hydrogen ion activity. So the bath consists of acid of low concentration, that is 2 to 3%, and a little or no salt. You can add even salt, that is 5 to 6%, or no need to add any salt during the coagulation bath. Then very minimum amount of zinc sulfate is used in the coagulation bath. The spin bath temperature to be maintained at very low temperature, that is around 25 degrees Celsius. Then the fibers are collected at a very low take-up speed. It is nothing but your spinning speed, 20 to 30 meters per minute, to be maintained during the manufacturing of polynoxic rayon. Then slow coagulation and regeneration allows stretching of about 200%. So why we have to maintain slow coagulation and regeneration? Because it allows the stretching process up to 200%. Next, we will be discussing about the high weight modulus viscose rayon. It is also called as super yarn. In 1946, it was found that introduction of spinning aid like modifiers reduce bath drag on the tender filaments progressively. The modifiers consist of a wide variety of different classes of chemical compounds. These include polyethylene glycol, amine, phenols, etc. They slow down the initial acid penetration into the filaments. The following is a summary of more important effect of modifiers. Modifier assist in the intermediate formation of zinc cellulose xanthate. It results in stronger deswelling and slower regeneration. This forms a selective acid-resistant barrier at the surface. This is a prerequisite for the formation of skin structure. Modifiers assist in the formation of a cuticle. The cuticle allows the particular type of coagulation responsible for high weight modulus. Modifiers cause increased deswelling. Modifiers have varying coagulation power and modifying coagulation due to their colloidal chemical action. Modifiers reduce the size of fibrils of the surface structures. So the technological conditions used to produce high weight modulus yarns are similar like that of tire yarn with the following alterations. So you have to do some alterations, then only you can produce high weight modulus viscose rayon. A high concentration of zinc sulfate to be used in the coagulation bath, then lower spinning speed, that is about 20 to 40 meters per minute, to be maintained during the production of high weight modulus viscose rayon. The spin bath temperature to be maintained at 35 degrees Celsius. Because of lower spinning speed and lower spin bath temperature, the plasticity of the spun filament is higher than that of your tire yarn. So these yarns are generally stretched to a high stretch ratio. So you can maintain high draw ratio in this case. So use of higher degree of polymerization pulps for better quality, then jets of smaller hole size, lower spin bath acid concentration, higher stretch ratio, higher orientation gives rise to higher modulus fibers from time to time. These yarns are known as Super 1, Super 2 and Super 3 and Super 4 yarns. All these yarns are resulted from technological modifications of Super 1 process. So these are all the modifications to be carried out in order to produce high weight modulus viscose rayon. That is, you can call it as it is a super yarn. Now let us discuss the properties of polynoxic rayon. The strength of the polynoxic rayon is 3.4 to 5.5 grams per denier in the dry state, whereas 3 to 4 grams per denier in the wet state. If you see, the elongation at break is lower, that is 6.5 to 12 at dry state and 20 to 30% at wet stage. Less swelling in water. The degree of polymerization is higher in case of polynoxic rayon. Elastic recovery is 95% elastic recovery. If you look at the density of polynoxic rayon is 1.46 to 1.52. The moisture regain is 11 to 11.3 percentage. Dimensional stability, it has good dimensional stability. If you look at the uses of polynoxic rayon, it is used in the manufacturing of shirtings, poplins, curtains, decorative materials and dress materials. So these are all the end uses of your polynoxic rayon. Now let us see the manufacturing of cuprammonium rayon. Like viscose rayon, cuprammonium rayon is also a regenerated cellulosic fiber. Here, cotton linters are used as a source of cellulose for the manufacturing of cuprammonium rayon. Ammonical copper oxide solution is also known as cuprammonium hydroxide solution. Cuprammonium hydroxide solution is a solvent for cellulose. When a solution of cellulose in cuprammonium hydroxide is diluted with water or treated with dilute sulfuric acid, the cellulose is regenerated or reprecipitated. By using a spinneret, filament of this regenerated cellulose can be produced. So this is how the cuprammonium rayon is produced. The manufacturing of cuprammonium rayon. The source of cellulose for this rayon is cotton linters. The purification of cotton linters is carried out in two stages. One is mechanical treatment, the second one is chemical treatment. Now let us discuss one by one. The first one is mechanical treatment. The cotton linters are transported in bales in highly compressed state, and the object of the mechanical treatment is to loosen them and to remove mechanically and then mixed and loosely bound impurities such as dust, sand, seed, residues, etc. The second one is chemical treatment. The mechanical treatment opened and purified cotton linters are boiled under pressure for several hours with dilute soda ash, that is sodium carbonate solution at a percentage of 2% concentration, to which a little amount of caustic soda may be added. The natural fatty matters present in the cotton is converted into soluble substance by the action of soda ash and thus removed from the cotton linters. So we have to remove the impurities present in the cotton linters before taking into the next process. The next process is dissolution of cellulose. In this, a solution of hydrated copper sulfate in 300 to 400 liters of water is introduced in a vessel at ordinary temperature with stirring. Some sugar is also added, followed by caustic soda solution to form copper hydroxide. Ground linters suspended in water are added to the above mixture to form a copper cellulose. The copper cellulose is filtered to remove the liquid, well ground and dissolved in a solution of ammonia in water. Now the preparation of spinning solution. By adding certain compounds to the cuprammonium cellulose solution, the solution is made to more suitable for spinning. These compounds include glycerin, glucose, tartaric acid, citric acid, oxalic acid and sugarcane. So these are all the compounds to be added in order to make the solution suitable for the spinning process. Now let us see the spinning. In the spinning process, the cuprammonium cellulose solution is discharged through the nozzle, that is spinneret, into a solution of sulfuric acid, that is a coagulation bath, in the form of a relatively thick threads which are subsequently pulled and then stretched. Then finally you are getting a fine filaments. So the schematic representation of the entire process has been displayed in this slide. Now look at the properties of cuprammonium rayon. The one important characteristics of this fiber is their extreme fineness. Filaments are fine, that is 1.33 deniers are produced regularly as compared to the normal viscose rayon. which is usually a denier of 2.5. So you can produce fine quality of yarn, that is 1.33 denier. So this increased fineness is due to the stretch. So how to achieve the finer quality of cupramonium rayon? Because of the stretch. So you can go up to 200% stretch during the spinning process. So it has all properties of cotton except the average degree of polymerization. So this cupramonium rayon is having excellent properties similar to that of cotton apart from the degree of polymerization. Here the degree of polymerization is lower in case of cupramonium rayon, and a larger portion of occupied by the amorphous region. Hence the rayon swells to a greater extent, and hence chemical reactions takes place faster in case of rayon than in case of cotton. Why? The high degree of swelling and high chemical reactions takes place in case of cupramonium rayon because of the more amount of amorphous region present in the cupramonium rayon. So that is the reason why the rayon swells to a greater extent, and hence chemical reaction also takes place faster in case of this cupramonium rayon than that of your cotton fiber. So like viscose rayon, it burns rapidly and chars at about 180 degrees Celsius. It is degraded and weakened when it is exposed to sunlight in the presence of oxygen and moisture. On ignition, it leaves behind ash containing copper. So these are all the burning characteristics of your cupramonium rayon. Please make a note of it. So the average tensile strength of the cupramonium rayon is 1.7 to 2.3 grams per denier in terms of dry state and 0.9 to 2.5 grams per denier in wet state. It has an elongation at break of 10 to 17% at dry condition. Moisture content at 70 degree Fahrenheit at 65 degree RH is about 11% as in case of viscose rayon. Dye absorption power, as it has good dye absorption capacity towards direct dyes, and you can obtain deeper shades than your viscose rayon. So the filament appear uniform with surface having no markings in the longitudinal view. Cross sections are round and smooth with occasional slightly oval. So you can see a oval shape at very rare, but most of the cases your cross section becomes round and it becomes smooth. So coming to the types of rayon. See, regular rayon, this rayon has the largest market share. It is typically used in apparel and home furnishing. Then coming to the high wet modulus rayon. So this rayon has the same property as the regular rayon but with high wet strength. So it performs much like cotton, similar end uses. Then high tenacity viscose rayon. This is a modified regular rayon with exceptional strength, that is 2 times greater than the strength of high wet modulus rayon. It is primarily used in tire cord and industrial end uses that we have discussed, that is in conveyor belt and all. Then coming to the next, microfibers. This is manufactured from either regular rayon or high wet modulus rayon. Rayon microfibers are very fine. The fabrics from microfibers drapes better and are silk-like in hand and appearance. So now let us discuss the another important rayon is acetate rayon. So acetate rayon is the generic name for cellulose acetate fiber. Is the least 74% of hydroxyl groups of cellulose are acetylated. So how you are producing acetate rayon? Your 74% of the hydroxyl groups are acetylated then you are getting the cellulose acetate rayon. The raw material for the production of cellulose acetate fiber is cotton linters, similar to your cuprammonium rayon and polynosyc rayon. The hydroxyl groups of cellulose are replaced by acetate group. See, please look at the figure. The hydroxyl groups are replaced by means of acetate group. Finally, you are getting a cellulose acetate fiber. So this is the manufacturing process of your acetate rayon. What is rayon? Acetate rayon, we know that alcohol plus acid, it will leads to ester. If the cellulose is treated with acetic acid under certain conditions, the free hydroxyl group of cellulose are converted into ester groups. So manufacturing of cellulose acetate. Unlike in the case of viscose rayon and cuprammonium rayon, where cellulose is dissolved and regenerated, here the cellulose acetate is manufactured by converting the cellulose into chemical compound of cellulose, that is chemically modified cellulose, which is then dissolved in a suitable solvent, either using chloroform or acetone, and then spun by evaporating the solvent, that is using wet spinning technology. So thus, while viscose and cuprammonium rayon are regenerated fibers, whereas acetate rayon is regenerated modified fiber. So this is the quite difference between a normal viscose rayon, cuprammonium rayon and a acetate rayon. Here it is a regenerated fiber, whereas your acetate rayon is regenerated and modified fiber. So the basic raw material for the production of acetate rayon is cotton linters and wood pulp are the most commonly used raw material for the manufacturing of acetate rayon. The first process is acetylation process. So the pre-treated purified cotton linters are fed into the acetylator, that is in a closed vessel containing a mixture of acetic anhydride, glacial acetic acid and a small amount of concentrated sulfuric acid. For every 100 kg of cotton linters, 300 kg of glacial acetic acid, 500 kg of acetic anhydride and 8 to 10 kg of concentrated sulfuric acid may be used for the acetylation process. The acetylator consists of a metal tank having a circular door at the top. So the door is sealed after adding the mixture of chemicals and cotton linters. So a stirrer having many blades rotates in the acetylator to mix in the ingredients thoroughly. So the acetylation reaction is an exothermic reaction. Please look at the figure. The figure shows the stirrer blades. So as I have mentioned in the PPT, so it has so many blades. So this is the acetylator. It contains 300 kg of glacial acetic acid, then 500 kg of acetic anhydride and 8 to 10 kg of concentrated sulfuric acid. So the acetylation reaction is an exothermic reaction. So heat is removed by circulating cold water through a jacket fitted to the acetylator. So the cold water is injected inside the acetylator because a large amount of heat is evolved during the acetylation process. The acetylation reaction is completed roughly about 7 to 8 hours. So you have to maintain 25 to 30 degrees Celsius. That is our normal room temperature. Then triacetate is formed at this stage and it is then form of suspension in the acetylation mixer called the acid dope. So please look at the figure. This is the schematic diagram of the production process of your acetate fiber. Okay. So the natural trees, you are taking the wood pulp, then reaction, then triacetate flakes, then dissolution process, then filtration, then finally wet spinning process, then finally wound the filament onto a bobbin. Hydrolysis process. The acid dope from the above process is stored in jars for aging process. acid, that is acetic acid, water and sulfuric acid are added and allowed to stand for about 10 to 20 hours. During this period, actually it is called ripening period, that is partial conversion of acetate groups from hydroxyl group takes place. The mixture is then diluted with water and stirred continuously when white flakes of acetate rayon get precipitated. The flakes are placed in a centrifuge and the excess water is forced out of the cage through the perforations. The flakes are then dried . See, please look at the figure. This is the chemical reactions takes place during the manufacturing of acetate rayon. Okay, so ice bath, because it is an exothermic reaction, a large amount of heat is evolved during this process. So acetic anhydride then plus sulfuric acid you are adding. So basically the cotton linters are taking as a raw material for the production of acetate rayon. Then hydrolysis process. Then finally you are getting a acetate rayon, or you can call it as it is a cellulose acetate. So 70% of the hydroxyl groups are replaced by your acetate group. So that is why it is called as acetate rayon. The properties are entirely different from your cellulose. Spinning dope or spinning solution. The acetate rayon is manufactured by dry spinning. It is dissolved in a volatile solvent to form a spinning solution or dope. The solution is forced through a spinneret into a chamber in which hot air is circulated. The solvent evaporates, leaving the filament of acetate rayon. The details are as follows. Dried acetate flakes are mixed with 3 times the weight of the acetone is enclosed tank, which are provided with powerful stirrer. The acetate dissolves slowly in the solvent. It takes about 24 hours for the complete dissolution of the spinning dope. The solution is filtered and de-aerated. Please look at the slide. This is the spinning process of your acetate rayon. The dope is then spun into acetate rayon filaments on the dry spinning process. Here you are adopting a dry spinning process for the production of acetate rayon. The dope is fed from a spinning tank into the spinning cabinets. The dope coming out of the spinneret travels at a distance of 2 to 5 meters vertically downwards to a feed roller, from where it is guided onto a bobbin at a much greater speed than the speed of the spinning. So this imparts twist to the filaments. Okay, so please look at the figure. So this is how the schematic representation of your spinning process. Now look at the properties of acetate rayon. Cellulose acetate is 6.5% at 70 degree Fahrenheit at 65% RH. So the moisture content is nothing but the weight of the water in a material divided by total weight of the material. Whereas your moisture regain is weight of water in a material divided by woven dry weight of the material. Your RH is nothing but actual humidity divided by humidity of air saturated in water. So the moisture content of your cellulose acetate is 6.5%. So the tenacity of acetate rayon is 1.4 grams per denier at dry state and 0.9 grams per denier at wet state. Elongation at break is 25% in dry state and 35% in wet state. Acetate rayon is more sensitive to heat. It begins to weaken at 93 degrees Celsius. At 175 degrees Celsius, it becomes sticky and melts at 260 degrees Celsius. Like nylon and polyester, it is thermoplastic in nature. So it is the peculiar property of your acetate rayon. So thus permanent crimp, pleats and crease can be imported to the garment under carefully controlled conditions. Acetate rayon is soluble in acetone or methyl ethyl ketone. So these are all the solvents used for the acetate rayon. Some degradation takes place when this fiber is exposed to light, but not very much serious. It is staple to hot water. It can also withstand treatment with soap and alkali solution having a pH of not more than 9.5 at a temperature of up to 100 degrees Celsius. Therefore, it can undergo normal scouring and dyeing operation without affecting the luster. So this is the advantage of your acetate rayon. It is unaffected by dilute solutions of weak acids, but attacked by strong acids like hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid. So concentrated organic acids cause swelling. It is resistant to attack by bacteria and fungi. Its low moisture content contributes to resistance to mildew. It is non-toxic and non-irritating to skin, so it can be used as a dress material. Only a few striations, 2 to 3, are present in the fiber can be seen from the longitudinal view. If you look at the cross-sectional view, individual lobes are round and smooth in cross-section. It is the smaller number of lobes or serrations of acetate fibers that distinguish the fiber from the more numerous serrations of viscose rayon. So this is the distinguished property of your viscose and your acetate fiber. So coming to the look at the properties, microscopic appearance, crystallinity is 40%, tenosity 2.5 grams per denier, elongation 6 to 18%, then moisture regain 6.5%, thermal property, it is heat sensitive, soften at 175 and 190 degrees Celsius. Effect of acid, yes, already we might be discussed. Then effect of sunlight also we might be discussed in the last slide. See, please look at the figure. This shows the cross-sectional view as well as the longitudinal view of your acetate rayon. See, please look at the manufacturing process. This is the acetate rayon manufacturing process. This is the triacetate rayon manufacturing process. So purified cellulose from wood pulp or cotton linters, then mixed with glacial acetic acid and acetic anhydride and a catalyst, then aged at 20 hours for partial hydrolysis occurs, then precipitated as an acid-resid flakes, then flakes dissolved in acetone, then this solution is filtered, then spinning solution extruded in column of warm air solvent recovered, then filaments are stretched, then wound it onto a cone or bobbin. So this is how your acetate rayon manufacturing process. Your triacetate, the same process, but here no aging. The solution is ripened, no hydrolysis. Here the flakes are dissolved in methylene chloride. Here the flakes are dissolved in acetone. The other process are similar to your acetate rayon.